Welcome to another Legendary Theory video. Today we are going to discuss something from the new Suicide Squad movie that I've been really wanting to get into, which directly talks about a certain character. Now, spoiler warning, as I always like to show and say, so I wouldn't want anything spoiled for myself. With that being said, this is your last chance. Now that we have that out of the way, I wanted to talk about the title and thumbnail of this video. Could we see Captain Boomerang return for the Flash sequel? As you know, it gets very crazy at the beginning of the Suicide Squad, and unfortunately Captain Boomerang does not make it out. Really sad that happened. Now, even though we got to see just a sliver of what he could really do as a villain with his boomerang in this film, there's some things I'd really like to shine a light on. And that's the fact that there have been so many leaks and rumors on the new Flash film rebooting certain aspects of the DCEU, which is going to be a wild ride. The latest rumors I heard is they will reboot everything right before Superman vs. Batman, which will be interesting to see unfold if that is in fact the way that they will be going, and in many ways makes the Suicide Squad a standalone film because it basically just got rebooted as well, since the Flash hasn't taken place yet as far as we know continuity wise. This could take place after the Suicide Squad film or before, but hear me out on this. Where my theory comes into play is that this is straight from me and what idea I created in my head, and this is something that I would really like to see. For starters, we got to look at a bigger picture with it being owned by Warner Brothers, which means if they can make more characters appear in the film means more merchandise, which then leads to more money in their pockets. And what better way to do that than introduce the Rogues in a sequel of The Flash. Killing Captain Boomerang was something I did not expect for them to do, but showed how much I wanted to see more of Jai Courtney's performance as the character, which was phenomenal with a little bit that we got. And you can't literally have a scene where all you see is the Flash zooming in, pushing him out of the way, which even at that time for the Suicide Squad movie, he didn't even know that was going to happen when he filmed that scene at all. He didn't know it was the Flash. So I would be amazed if they can bring him back, since they are rebooting stuff, which I hope they don't screw up, because right now the TCU is a hit or miss for me with certain movies. If James Gunn can really take charge of DC and fix all the weird crap they started doing, I'd be happy, because James Gunn knows how to turn nobodies into very popular characters. With the Rogues being introduced, we could see some very cool things now that the companies are opening up to straight to streaming shows, which only means one thing: more money. So if we can get a Flash sequel, we can focus on things more towards the development of Barry's story in the films, since it is about him, and they give us an idea of what the Rogue Gallery, or beforehand build up the Rogues for a show spin-off in the film, so we can get more involved with some of these villain characters and understand their motives and get a clear example of their interest in the ways the Joker did. It would be a seriously missed opportunity if they do not do the Rogues as one of the villains for the films. If they want the best bang for their buck other than doing a multiverse, is to do a Rogues movie, in my opinion, because they are setting the bar very high with this solo Flash film, and him hopping into the multiverse already with not much knowledge of his speed, which gives me the perfect time to shout out the Zack Snyder cut, as we truly see a lot more of the speedster's ability in this film. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching it, and click the link in the description box below to pick up a copy of the film. The cool thing I'd like to see is if at the end of The Flash, when he returns to a new set timeline, we get a similar treatment that we got in the Suicide Squad, but instead of Barry catching Boomer, we get the reverse happen and Boomer hitting the Flash. In my opinion, that would be the best thing possible for development for the Flash. Right after a multiverse movie is to literally come back and then the Rogues waiting for him right as he gets back. For example, I'm all in for characters like Peacemaker to get their own show, and if the actors are already interested and definitely want to do it, then the fans want it as well, then why not give them what they want in return for fan service? Warner makes more money it's the easiest, coolest thing to do. If you can see the numbers, you can see the fans, you see what they want, give it to them. So, do I think Captain Boomerang can return to the Flash, or the DCEU, I should say? Definitely a high possibility. Do I think Warner Brothers care if he returns or not? Definitely not. I'm looking forward to seeing what more details come of the Flash film and how crazy that movie is setting up to be, and all the things that they have going behind the scenes. And they're trying to compete with Marvel, of course. You know that. That's the obvious fact, that the Flash movie is going to be like the Multiverse that they did, which is crazy because they did such a very, very well done job with what they could do on the CW when they had the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Perfect 5-part series. I don't remember exactly how many, but seeing what happened and unfolded there is a definite must watch if you guys have not seen it yet, to get introduced to that universe that really is established really well. And that's where I see the main canon line of story. To be honest, I see the CW being the core timeline compared to the movies. And that's all I have to say for now. If y'all want to see any other theories, subscribe to the channel. I will be posting content every Friday as best as I possibly can, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that, as I will be uploading content on Fridays at 10 p.m. Central Time. Catch y'all on the next video.